Welcome to Career Shots from Beyond Your School. My name is Tarini Kapoor and I am your host for today. What after school is one of the most critical life decisions for every high schooler and their parents. Beyond Your School is a platform that brings different stakeholders together to help students and parents navigate this complex process successfully. Our guest for today is Ananya Jain. She is a freshman at King's College London. Welcome, Ananya.
Hi.
So, Ananya, tell us about yourself.
I'm Ananya Jain, and I've always been interested in dance, art, and music. And my major at KCL is psychology. And when I was in school, I kind of realized that my keen interests were psychology and economics, and I always wanted to pursue that. And after looking at like so many colleges and everything, I realized that KCL was a really good fit for me. So here I am.
That's great. So, how are you liking KCL?
KCL is amazing, honestly. Like as a student, I'm saying that KCL is actually very diverse. There are people from different cultures, races, backgrounds, and they're all very helpful. And honestly, I feel psychology is a field which requires, perspectives from different angles. And being from different backgrounds can bring in like a lot of information and a lot of perspectives to like the problem that we are approaching. So yeah, it's really great, and there's a really good support system as well. So yeah, it's perfect.
I'm glad you're liking it. So, how was the shift from CBSE to KCL?
It is actually a huge step up, honestly. So our CBSE like restricted us. It was like all rote learning, and they really did not focus enough on how to apply those theories that we learned in those years that we were doing CBSE. So at KCL, honestly, we've learned how these theories actually come into action. Like we get practical knowledge and we actually apply it to like real life problems. We actually have a module also which is called addressing problems, where they give us like a question and we have to make an entire poster how we would address it in like realistic terms. Yeah. So, and also apart from that, there's like a lot of independent study here. In India, we were really spoon fed. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, most of
Yes.
you must be knowing because, well, CBSE is really widespread. But yeah, so it's very hands on here. And you have to study at your own pace, and you have to see, basically make your own curriculum, like what you want to study and how you want to study, whatever suits you, basically.
So, did you always know that you wanted to do psychology, or did you change your courses and majors?
Okay, so yeah, so when I was like in ninth grade, I was always interested in design. I never thought that I wanted to get into the study field. So I used to be like, okay, I would like to do design. But when I came to 11th and I had this vast range of subjects, I found psychology and like the combination of economics and a little computer science really interesting. And I knew that psychology I wanted as my base, because I feel psychology is something that is applied to every field, and it's very important in these days. So I knew I was going to do psychology, and then after that I started looking at different colleges where psychology was the best. So yeah.
So, the deciding process was three factors: the course, the university, and the country. So, according to you, which comes first, and how do you decide that?
I believe all three are very important and they should be given equal consideration, definitely. But for me, the hierarchy was the course, the, I'm sorry, what was it? The course?
The course, the university, and the country.
Yeah, the course, the university, and the country. Honestly, that was the hierarchy for me. So when I knew I liked psychology, I wanted to find the course that was the best fit for me, because if you don't like the modules that you're studying, then you're going to have a miserable time at college. because you should love what you're doing. So I feel looking at the course is the most important, and then later seeing which college can actually provide you whatever you want. So even that's like super important. And then for some people country is important. Personally, it never was a problem for me. I felt if I loved the course and the college, I would go to any country. So yeah.
I agree. I think the country is the last part. First, you need to decide which course you're doing and which university you want to go to, and by that, you can shortlist, start shortlisting.
Yeah.
So, which grade were you in when you started this process of applying abroad?
So I think it was basically 12th grade only, like at the end. So I would say when, like for all the CBSE students, they must know when our pre-boards were going on. That is when we actually got into the process, when we started handing out our, getting our letters of recommendations, finishing up on essays and everything. So yeah, I was like the 12th grade, ending of 12th grade.
Did you always know that you wanted to go abroad, or was this something that you decided to do later on?
I always wanted to go abroad. I never even considered India as an option because I always wanted the feeling of independence. I always wanted to go like go abroad and like you know get things done by myself, like become a mature person, get the holistic development. So yeah, because I knew if I was gonna be in India, I w- like my family would have been there for me, and like it would have been a little easy, like if you know what I mean, right? So yeah, going abroad was definitely there since childhood.
That's great. So, can you share some challenges that you faced during the process of admission and when you reached the campus?
So the challenges, I think the most important challenge that I think everyone faces is how you're overwhelmed when you start the admissions process. There's so many people telling you what to do, what are things you have to like apply to the colleges, and then the colleges setting their deadlines. It's really frustrating, but at the same time it's a really beautiful journey because you learn a lot in every step. And I feel this challenge was tackled if you have good time management skills. I had really bad time management skills, but I started to work on it. And then I actually came up with an entire schedule. Like I started putting things, and I started setting realistic goals because when I was a kid, I never did that. And that is how I ended up doing nothing the entire day. But I think the most important is setting like realistic goals for yourself that you know you can accomplish by the end of the day. And that is how you can get done with all of those things that you have on your to-do list before applying to the college, because trust me, there is a lot. Not scaring you, but it's still very possible, like you can easily do it. And challenges when I came here, uh I feel many of us tend to get a little homesick. That was the thing that I faced. Like the first 2 weeks were a little difficult for me, being away from my family, being away from the the daily regular stuff, like just the food or the familiar faces and the familiar environment. So yeah, that I think being homesick was the one thing, but I easily got over that. It was nothing very, something that would stick to you, because there's so much you have to complete and so much you have to achieve in your life, that these things tend to become very frivolous, if you know what I mean. So yeah.
That's great. Do you have any advice for the people going through the process right now?
Right now, I would say not to be tensed, because people do tend to mess up the entire thing if they get like tensed and super nervous about everything. Just take it at your own pace, set deadlines and realistic goals for yourself, and I'm sure you'll be able to do it.
Well, these are a lot of useful insights. I'm sure these will be very helpful for everyone watching. And thank you everybody for being here today and watching this video. For more such insights, please visit www.beyondyourschool.com. Thank you.
Thank you.